We're diving into the dark depths of Reddit to bring you real horror stories. Turn off the lights, get comfortable, and let yourself be carried away by these real horror stories from Reddit. Talking. I've forever heard from my family that my younger cousin's sister has a sleep-talking habit. I thought they were kidding about it just to tease her. That's until I experienced her doing so myself. We were in our native, me and my 3 cousins. Us 4 sisters planned to do a sleepover at one of their bungalow. We all are sacred of the dark and the silence of the countryside. It's dumb that if ever we were to get attacked, we all would give in and die. Like the first one to die in a horror movie. Anyway, since all 4 of us wanted to sleep in the same room, the living room was big enough to accommodate 4 cots. The sleeping arrangement was like the second oldest near the main door, then me, then the oldest one and the youngest near the wall. Now there was a staircase right in front of where the youngest sister was sleeping. It was pretty late around midnight. We tend to sleep early when in our native. I was up reading a novel and everyone was asleep. I was facing the door. The oldest sister suddenly taps on my shoulder twice and holds my arm. I get startled and look at her asking what's wrong, but she was asleep. The minute I look beyond her where the youngest was, I see her sitting on her cot facing the stairs and pointing at the top of the staircase. It leads to a bedroom and the terrace on the first floor, but the light weren't turned on, so all I could see was the stairs leading to pitch darkness. I call her name, asking what's wrong, why are you pointing the stairs, when she screams. I swear to God it was so loud, how in hell did the other 2 not hear? She screams, "No, don't do it." It was a scared voice, yet loud. I almost peed myself. I started waking up the one nearest to the door and tell her, hey, our youngest is sleep-talking or whatever she was doing. Sleep screaming. She wakes up and looks behind me and is like, "What are you talking about?" The youngest is peacefully sleeping on her cot. I turned to see she was actually lying on her cot fast asleep by then. Might think I was hallucinating or dreaming, but no, she did the same for next 2 days. Screaming in her sleep. Well, we were simply discussing later in the morning and the oldest sister said, "There's a spiritual gate in everyone. For people who have it open, spirits may enter in and make them do stuffs. For sleepwalkers, many tend to go walk up to doors and try to open those. It's not them opening the physical doors, but the voice they ask you to open your spiritual door and let them into you." Strange woman. Okay, so first, I want to apologize if I have bad English or express myself wrong. English is not my first language. So when I was a kid, from 5 to 13-year-old, I was always seeing creatures, persons, shadows that nobody else saw or hear, and so I was keeping it to myself. But there is one last experience that makes me question a few things. I was about 13 and home alone like always. My parents always left me home alone saying, "I'm a mature kid and know how to take care of myself for a couple of hours." I was on the phone with a friend just talking and laughing. Nothing special about it when I started feeling strange, but I ignored it because I was used to it by then. I kept on talking with my friends when my 2 dogs started barking in the front yard, and then I heard the gate closing aggressively. I got up to check through the window facing the yard and a strange, pale, white-looking lady. She was tall and slim, and her face was distorted. She had an old-looking dress on her. We were looking at each other in the eyes, and my dogs were barking like crazy towards the ghost-looking lady, so I knew it couldn't have been my imagination. So I ran outside and tried to catch her, but until I arrived outside, she was gone. No sound heard. Not the gate, not footsteps, nothing. I looked at my dogs, who were still scared and barking and running around the place the lady was staying at when she was there. I knew I wasn't crazy. I saw her. From then on, the events started to calm down, and soon, at about 15, they stopped completely. No other shadow people, no whispering, no sleepless nights, scratching, nightmares. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering if I was just imagining it all? If I was just a strange kid? I'm even embarrassed to say it because people might think I'm crazy stupid. So what do you think of all this? Let me know in the comments.